What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Jordan from the React Battle with another video. And today we got reacting to the real reason Lane Kiffin is the most hated college coach. Now I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see this video I seen on my homepage and shit like that. I seen Jay react to it. So let's get you a 2-in-1. You know what I'm saying? When you like Jay, you like me. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get you a 2-in-1 video. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the reaction video. You know Jay gonna talk and let's do it.
It's in the description down below, but I need somebody to tell me how long I've been streaming. I really appreciate that. Y'all drop that number down in the comment section.
Niggas
for
talking
me.
about just
we got the real
offered.
reason Lane Kiffin is the most hated.
I don't know why y'all niggas be in these streams. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga be streaming at 2:45 a.m. I know y'all niggas got work or school. I know some of y'all niggas got work or school. Ain't no way. Y'all just sitting down and just, I mean, some shit, y'all niggas, some niggas just, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas just don't do shit in life, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, shit, sometimes, but I know y'all got work and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20 years old. I'm not staying up at 2:45. I don't know about y'all. This nigga can do it. I can't. I'm not saying I'm going to sleep, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know what I'm saying? Hated college coach. What the freak going on in my speech, man? You know what I'm saying? But nah, though, man, you know, I'm all about somebody getting their money. You know what I mean? Money. Shout out to the money. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I just thought about J Money. You know what I mean? But nah, though, man, I'm all about the man getting his money on. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, but
I mean,
it's
shit.
the way.
I'm gonna keep it real, nigga. I would've did the same shit. I ain't gonna lie, my nigga. Shout out to that nigga. Shout out to LSU putting the bag on, cause I ain't gonna lie, nigga. 11 or $12 million a year. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, I can buy, bro, gang, bro. Just like that nigga said, Matt be great. I was checking out his video when he reported on it. That nigga said, you don't gotta check your bank account for life, my nigga. Facts.
You did it, bro. You know what I mean? That kinda, I think people not mad about you elevating. Like, I feel like that's.
I ain't gonna lie, you was wrong though. You could have coached your Ole Miss team and then like, you know, you could have accepted the job, but you could have coached your Ole Miss team, and then after they don't make the, you know, because they can make a run to the national championship. I don't know about that because they got to face the big dogs, Georgia. But I mean, you could have coached them, and if they lost, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for everything you did. You went to LSU. That's how you could have did it. But that nigga just said, "Fuck it, I got the bag. I'm leaving now, nigga." That nigga said, "I'm leaving now."
Life, you're supposed to elevate in life. You're supposed to get better in life. It's just about how you did it, bro.
Right.
Like why? Like, even if you know the LSU job was something you was going to take, for me personally, bro, I wouldn't let none of my players know. I wouldn't let anybody know. Now, I'll be talking to LSU in private. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know, okay, I'll take the deal next year. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like letting them know, don't find a new head coach. We're going to take that deal.
Right.
But for me, I'm finishing off the season as an Ole Miss head coach, bro.
Right.
I wouldn't even let this went out into public. You know how much of a distraction that is, bro? You know, it's just the way you did it, man. You know, you left, like, did all this work. You like what, like the number 6 school in the nation. You got a playoff lock and everything, bro. You're playing Tulane. You got an automatic bye. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro, you got to finish what you started, bro.
You know,
so just for you to just ditch the kids, then you just ditched them, bro. Just ditched them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I don't know. I understand why they feel that way about you. You know, I don't feel like you should hate anybody, but I understand why they feel some type of way. You got to finish what you started, bro. And then after you know, don't win the national championship because you're not winning. But even after you don't win, you know, shoot, go to LSU. You know what I'm saying? After that, you feel me? But it's the way you did it, man. It's the way you did it.
Lane Kiffin, right? Let's offer Lane Kiffin the whole city of Slidell, not New Orleans. The whole city of Slidell plus $15 million a year. I got 200 on it.
Every great sports
$50 million
has
a year?
an origin story, but Lane Kiffin's might be the wildest. He wasn't supposed to be hated. He was supposed to be the next great coach and prodigy. Instead, he became one of the most controversial football coaches the world knows today. He left Tennessee in the middle of the night.
T students spray painted the name Lane on the campus rock.
Oh, so he did this before?
Damn, what the fuck? But shout out, bro. But damn. So you left. So what you basically telling me is, what I'm getting is, right? You was at Tennessee and you said, fuck that. I'm going to USC and don't even tell them. And then you gonna get on the plane, I hop on the plane to go to USC and not tell the whole coaching staff or the whole, president of the Tennessee, whoever owned Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, how they do AD and shit like that. But that's crazy. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie.
He did this before. so this not Lane Kiffin first
time. So he do this.
Oh, I see why they don't like this man now.
Yeah, I see why.
So I ain't gonna lie, bro. For me, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
I would have been like, F you too, nigga.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't even go to LSU.
Bro, that nigga, you don't know if that nigga gonna leave in broad day or day night. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I just said day night, but night. You know what I'm saying?
Commit to LSU. Honestly, I mean, he did stay at Ole Miss for 6 years. He stayed at Ole Miss for 6 years though.
Don't talk about Curry Smart, my nigga. I see you, nigga. Don't talk about Curry. Curry Smart ain't never leaving, nigga. He played for Georgia. That nigga, the only way he'll leave if he retired. That's it.
He stayed at I don't think he retired. I feel like Lane Kiffin just do what the F he want to do, and I kind of like that.
Right.
I feel like he just do what the F he want to do. Don't care what nobody think. I'm gonna do what the F I want to do. If I want to take this job right now, I'm gonna take this job right now. Cause think about it, bro. Y'all gotta understand this still work. Think about it, bro. If you get a better high paying job, what you gonna do? You gonna go back to work next day? If you get a better, they said they gonna hire you tomorrow. They say they'll give you the job tomorrow. What you gonna do? You gonna stay?
What you talking about? Quit that job. You talking about the job that I previously worked, and then the job that's offering me more money? I'm going to the more money. Fuck. I think anybody and their mama would do that. Nigga, I got a scenario for you. Say if you working at you in college, right? Say if you working in college and you working at like I said, Publix, and they offer you $17 an hour. I don't know, 18. Say $18 an hour. And the other job offer you $24 an hour. Which one you gonna pick? The $17 an hour or $24 an hour? Nigga, the 24. Fuck.
Come on. You gonna quit that? I bet you gonna quit that job today.
Yeah.
You don't even think about it. So what we expect Lane Kiffin to do? Let's just keep it real. Lane Kiffin get a better opportunity, man, after school. Better get the freak out. That's how he just treated it like a regular job, man, after school, man.
Right. I don't know loyalty to his school.
Go to something better. All you doing is just saying F it. It's just
right,
like
F it.
It's work. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got to understand. I see why people don't like what he did, but you got to understand that part. It's like it's still a job at the end of the day. I got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? It's still a job. You know what I mean? Because I know dang well if I get a more high paying job, I'm quitting the next day. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that, bro. Shoot, bro. We get a better opportunity, bro. Just don't wait. That's all it is, you know? Probably got some other efforts that just wait until next season, man. Bro, like, man, I'm locking in now. I don't even want to be noticed. I'm locking in now. Can't say he ain't loyal, though. He stayed at Ole Miss he stayed at Ole Miss, bro, for 6 years.
Yeah, he did.
He ain't loyal, bro.
He did.
He stayed at Ole Miss for 6 years. He just
Ole Miss didn't, but the only thing he has brought Ole Miss, he didn't bring no playoffs to them. Oh, that's now. Only now. But, like, the 6 years that he was there, he didn't bring no playoffs. The only he brought was bowl games. That's it.
About it, they just got a better opportunity. Man, you gotta understand, man. This is $90 million. That man getting $25 million a year for NIL. Ole Miss ain't topping that.
Ole Miss is not.
This man went from making $8 million a year to possibly making $20 million a year. Who the freak ain't finna dip? So I'm just saying, we gotta be real here. Like when it came to Deion Sanders,
we know
I was on Deion Sanders' head. This ain't the same though. Lane Kiffin, bro, dipping, but I feel like Deion Sanders, he was still making money at Jackson State. I feel like he should have stayed at Jackson State. That's just to me. Because when it came to Deion Sanders, it was different from Deion and Lane Kiffin. Because Deion, bro, you was making history, bro, HBCUs. Like, bro, you could have turned Jackson State into Colorado. You know what I'm saying? You could have turned Jackson State into that, bro. You was really putting on for the HBCUs, bro. The white folks seeing what you were doing at HBCUs, bro, came and snatched you right from it. We hear about Jackson State ever since. So with Deion, it should have been more about legacy than money. You were still making money, bro. For me, you didn't even need the money, bro. You was already making money.
Right.
So now you just another coach at Colorado, but at Jackson State, bro, you would have been legendary.
Vacate the vault.
People would have still been talking about you right now. You would have been the biggest thing at HBCUs, bro. You would have changed HBCUs.
Bro, they talked about him when he joined college. I ain't gonna lie.
They didn't want that to happen, bro, with the black colleges, bro. They came and took it. They already know, bro. The first thing a black man gonna look at, bro, is money. Throw money at him. You know what I mean? He gonna take it. He gonna take the bait. What you do? You took the bait.
After just one season.
But that moment didn't kill his career. It supercharged it.
But Lane Kiffin is different. Ain't Lane Kiffin was chubby.
But that nigga was big cupcake.
He ain't about no legacy or nothing. Lane Kiffin should dip. I would did the same thing if I was Lane Kiffin in this situation.
But that moment didn't kill his career. It supercharged it. He just moved on and got love elsewhere.
Not better than another tarmac experience that I had.
He built his career under Nick Saban like a
Lane.
Discipline, but even that didn't end so well.
I want to get into Lane Kiffin. He's leaving Alabama immediately and will not coach in the college football playoff championship games.
No coach in the modern era has survived more drama with more opportunities on the other side. He's controversial, brilliant, reckless, and undeniable. This is the story of the king of chaos, Lane Kiffin.
Kiffin is now 0-2 on tarmacs.
I ain't gonna lie, Lane Kiffin finna turning around.
Coach in most states, he was the guy. Young, smart, you name it. And for a while, it looked like he was going to be the next great football mind. Back in early 2000s, USC was rolling. Pete Carroll had built a powerhouse, and behind the scenes, a young Lane Kiffin was becoming one of his most valuable weapons. First, as a wide receivers coach, then tight ends. Then by 2005, he was the offensive coordinator of the team that won back-to-back national titles. It basically felt like an NFL team playing on Saturdays. And Kiffin, he wasn't just calling plays. He was out there recruiting grown men, stacking up 5 stars like Pokemon cards. He once said he was trying his hardest to get Tim Tebow, and he was close, but once he took a home visit, he knew it was over.
It's like, why is this kid going to come to USC? I'm like, Coach, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And we pull up to the farm that they live on, and there's a Florida Gator mailbox. We used to walk in, there's a Florida Gator map right there. Turns to me, he's like, why are you wasting my time right now?
However, Kiffin was drawing up offensive schemes that had the rest of the Pac-10 scratching their heads. Clay Hilton, who later became USC's head coach, once said Kiffin had a brilliant offensive mind and called his recruiting drive unbelievable. People weren't just noticing.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of worried about LSU, bro. Like, Kiffin, that guy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I don't care what nobody say. He probably got some little, you know what I'm saying, got some ways about him, but ain't deny the man know how to coach, man. Ain't deny that, bro. Ain't deny the man know how to coach. The man got talent, bro. So LSU gonna be a powerhouse. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So he been changing LSU.
He already got most of his Ole Miss, like 4 players decommitted from Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 players. So if you're an Ole Miss fan, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel bad
for you, boy.
Most of them
you're not finna go nowhere.
The transfer portal's finna be filled with old piss. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, 4 of your players decommitted because of him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, man, I feel like LSU they're gonna be a wreck, man. I don't feel like they're gonna beat us. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, though.
They ain't beating us.
And that's when the NFL came calling. Because in 2007, the Oakland Raiders did something that made 0 sense on paper. They hired Kiffin, 31 years old, with 0 head coaching experience as their new leader. Let me repeat that. 31. The youngest head coach in the modern NFL era. The media was stunned. Raider 31 was confused. But just maybe, this was the next Sean McVay before McVay even existed. All eyes were on him. The kid with the big playbook and swagger. For Kiffin, this was his knockout moment, the chance to prove that his USC magic could light up the NFL, but instead, it was a disaster. The Raiders went 5-15 with Kiffin on the sideline. Locker room tensions, questionable play calling.
They played 20 games?
Of all, no trust
that's overall record. My bad.
It all exploded in 2008. Al Davis, the iconic and very dramatic owner of the Raiders, called a full-blown press conference, and not to just announce Kiffin's firing, but to scorch him.
When this morning I called Lane and told him that he no longer is the head coach of the Oakland Raiders.
On live TV, Davis called him a flat-out liar.
He lies. He's a professional liar.
I mean, who the freak want to coach for the Raiders? I mean, I promise you, it's more of the Raiders than Lane Kiffin. What Lane Kiffin supposed to do? Coach trash? You know what I mean? But it's some about these owners that they think that. Boy, they don't do nothing. They just supposed to sit back and collect money.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't try to give Lane Kiffin no weapons. You don't try to give him nothing. You know what I mean? You just expect him to make.
I gotta take this. I gotta take this off. What's that? I'm a freak, man. Gotta take these pants off, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, nigga, I'm taking my pants off. Nigga, I got shorts under, nigga. And they like, Jordan, bro, how you taking your pants off? Nigga. Nigga, I'm back. Little freak.
Like a gourmet out of trash. These stupid owners and stupid GMs expect him to make
just do everything.
A filet mignon out of trash. You know what I mean? Delusional, man.
They brought disgrace to the organization.
Well, it's not a personality conflict. It's flat out accusation, lying, bringing disgrace to the organization.
It was wild. Sports radio lit
Y'all
up.
would have left.
Twitter. Yeah,
left
even in 08
completely.
Twitter had a field day. Lane Kiffin, once seen as a future
Jamarcus
star,
Russell?
was now a punch.
Right.
Jamarcus
After
Russell.
the press conference, all hell breaks loose. And I'm not just talking about the media coverage. Sponsors are calling, advertisers are calling, season ticket holders are calling, fans are calling. The next 3 days were crazy.
The headlines then flipped overnight. From offensive genius to overhyped kid coach. He went from USC's golden boy to the guy who got body bagged by
is that Steve Sarkisian?
Overhyped kid coach. He went from
nigga, that's Steve Sarkisian. I know a face when I know a face. Damn, I didn't know he was coaching for USC.
USC's golden boy to the guy who got body bagged by Al Davis on national TV. And just like that, his reputation was toast. But here's the thing about Lane. He doesn't stay down for long, even though he should have at that moment. But while everyone else had written him off, he was already plotting on the next move. In the next chapter, let's just say it was even more chaotic. So after getting body slammed out of the NFL, you'd think Lane Kiffin might disappear for a while, take a year off, regroup, lay low. Nope. In true Lane Kiffin fashion, he did the exact opposite. He went louder. In 09, he took another head coaching job, this time for the University of Tennessee, and instantly turned Knoxville into the SEC's hottest soap opera.
Really looking forward to embracing some of the great traditions at University of Tennessee. For instance, the Vol Walk, running through the T, singing Rocky Top all night long after we beat Florida next year.
Now keep in mind, Tennessee has seen better
Tennessee
days.
So
The
ass.
program was struggling. Fans
I ain't
were
gonna lie, bro. We own like Tennessee. We own Ole Miss. We own Alabama. We own Florida. We own so many teams. Like, it's so crazy, bro. Georgia's just the best, bro.
And they needed a spurt. And Lane, he didn't just.
The ops need him now.
Yeah, for real. The odds are man down. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee K.
Terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think about mentioning y'all. I kind of forgot about y'all.
Y'all not really no SEC really team for real, if you want to be honest.
What y'all doing? Pop out. You know what I'm saying? What the ops at? No, the ops been dry. You know, that's straight dry. You know what I mean? I ain't heard about that. I ain't hear from them in a minute. You know what I mean? Them boys used to be popping and back then, though. But y'all should have heard them.
Ops, man down.
Y'all should have heard the ops.
No, bro.
You know what I mean? Them one right there. You know what I mean? Them one right there. You feel me? I don't hear about them too much. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing on fire. He showed up young, brash, talking trash to other coaches like Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier before he even coached a game. The guy went at Florida immediately, accusing Urban of cheating in recruiting.
But as Nukes was here on campus, his phone keeps ringing. And so one of our coaches is sitting in the meeting with him. He says, "Who's that?" And he looks at the phone and says, "Urban Meyer." Okay? Just so you know, when a recruit's on another campus, you can't call a recruit on another campus. But I love the fact that Urban had to cheat and still didn't get him. A great job by Eddie Graham.
But besides that, Kiffin's first season was a roller coaster. By the end of his first year, UT was 7-6. But there were some crazy games that season. After smashing Georgia 45-19.
Oh, nigga, they smashed what? Nigga, what? Huh? Nigga, nah. I don't remember that. That was I wasn't born. I don't know what year they talking about, but nigga, ever since I was born, we was smashing them niggas.
To the ecstatic crowd and said, "We're never going to lose to this team again as long as I'm here." A promise that sent Vol Nation into a frenzy, and they were starting to love their young head coach. Even players took notice. They said Kiffin was young, bold, and gave players all sorts of freedom. A downright loosey-goosey coach who let them pretty much rock out however they wanted to. The campus was rocking. Every win, every bold press conference felt like a glimpse of a bold era Kiffin had sold them on. And off the field, his antics became the stuff of legend. There were talks about Tennessee might wear black jerseys in that season, which had the players hyped about it. But UTAD said the black jerseys weren't going to fly, and if Kiffin tried to go over their heads, he'd be fired.
My thing is, I don't get what's the problem with black jerseys. Like, why do y'all not want to wear them? Like, I don't get that. Like, that's something I would never get. I don't know.
Then and there, the players gave up hope after not hearing anything else about it. But little did they know, Kiffin was quietly working behind the scenes. He had a veteran equipment manager print up black jerseys Wednesday night. Even though it was too late in the week to put their names on the backs, the players didn't find out until Friday, the night before the game at the team hotel.
Oh, shoot.
Told the team, screw it, let them fire me at their night meeting. And next thing you know, one of the team captains, Eric Berry, bust out from behind the door wearing one of the black jerseys, and everyone was turned.
Well, the swagger continues for the first time ever.
Bro went against the grain. So Lane Kiffin just don't give a F. Lane Kiffin just don't give a F.
That game ended up being against rival South Carolina, and they killed them 31-13. Kiffin wasn't just a young swaggy coach. He was bold and literally a player's coach. Every stunt, every bold moment only stoked the fire of his young fan base. Knoxville had never seen anything like it, and fans were eating it up, convinced this was their coach finally bringing swagger back to Rocky Top. But as always with Lane, chaos was never far behind. Behind the scenes, there were NCAA whispers his recruiting tactics were bold and sometimes not totally within the lines. Reporters were citing the media had questions, but nobody expected what happened next, because after just one season, Lane Kiffin dipped overnight, gone.
Folks, Lane Kiffin has resigned as head coach of the Tennessee Football Volunteers.
So he found something different.
That nigga gone.
Tweeted. That boy tweaking. That boy really don't give a F for real. Like, no cap. You know what I'm saying? But nah, though, man. Oh, man, bro. Oh, boy. That boy dipped, boy. Mid-season. Not mid-season. That boy dipped, man. USC just, USC, I mean, at the time, what's a better job than Tennessee? You know what I mean? You can't blame him, bro. Bro just going to take care of himself first.
This was not
can't blame him.
Decision. It's just something that happened very quick. A decision that myself and my family made.
And he has done so to accept the vacant head coaching position at Southern Cal.
He had the opportunity to take his dream job and left Knoxville in a full-blown meltdown. No warning, no real goodbye. Just a little brief press conference and packed up and left. And the reaction? Absolute madness.
T students spray painted the name Lane on the campus rock, along with a variety of other four-letter words, all directed at the head football coach who announced he will vacate the Vols after just one season. The crowd set fire to a mattress and a trash can outside the athletic center where Kiffin held his press conference.
I'm really, to be honest with you, very, very disappointed right now for our student athletes and for our fans.
Lane Kiffin, you lying ass motherfucker, you.
Fans flooded campus. People were burning jerseys, flipping couches, lighting mattresses on fire.
This shit remind me of Brian Cleveland.
That night, Knoxville looked more like a war zone than a college town. Sports radio had another field day with Lane Kiffin's name in the headlines with another disaster. This wasn't just a coaching change.
The ops is tweaking.
He went from cult hero to public enemy number 1 in less than 12 hours. He later said watching it all unfold was like being in a movie. Except in this one, the villain was wearing orange and riding off to Hollywood. So, the reason for his overnight departure was actually because of a job he always wanted finally presented itself. In January 2010, USC was calling, the same place where he made a name for himself under Pete Carroll. Now he was back, not as a coordinator, but as the head coach.
I'm leaving Tennessee, but it seems like this is the place where he wants to be, and he loves the Trojans, loves USC.
And it was all perfectly dramatic, but the Trojan horse was already half full of trouble. USC was already under fire in a massive NCAA scandal, a 2-year bowl ban, and 30 scholarship losses for the Reggie Bush violations. And Kiffin knew that wins would come at a premium. First season, 8-5, not bad. Second season, 10-2, and that's with one arm tied behind his back thanks to those sanctions. Trojan fans were buzzing, media outlets were hyping the rebuild. Lane was back, and it felt like Hollywood was writing a comeback script in real time. But here's the thing about USC, expectations don't stay.
So Lane been tweaking.
By 2012, USC was ranked number 1 in the country.
You see Georgia.
Season.
Know what that is, Alabama. Y'all know what it is.
You see Georgia right there. You see that. You see it. You see it.
one in the country.
Playing with us, man.
You know what that is, Alabama. Y'all know what it is. Gang, gang.
They were in talks about the national title and all, but then the Trojan horse began to crack under the weight of the sky-high expectations, which ended in a total collapse. The Trojans stumbled to a brutal 7-6 finish, capped it off by an awkward, lifeless loss in the Sun Bowl that had fans questioning everything. The mood in LA turned ugly. Players and fans who once idolized Kiffin were now pissed and wanted him gone.
And I don't like what I'm seeing from my USC Trojans. It's all because of you, Lane Kiffin, and your damn father.
By the time 2013 rolled around, the Coliseum was literally chanting, "Fire Kiffin." You know the fire lanes that's printed on the streets in front of buildings and some establishments? Well, somebody added Kiffin at the end in front of the stadium. That just lets you know how serious they were about getting him out of there. The LA Times were running hit pieces and former players were even throwing shots at him. The dream was fading fast. And then came the moment, another dark moment. After their Week 5 blowout loss to Arizona State, 2-41, USC AD Pat Hayden has seen enough.
For me personally, this is not the most fun part of the job, but indeed it is part of the job.
He made the and landed back in
it's part of the job.
And next became the most memeable firing in college football history.
Surprise! 5 a.m. firing on the West Coast. What took so long?
If you're at USC, you're expected to compete for Pac-12 championships. That hasn't been the case in Lane Kiffin's tenure.
Legend says he got fired on the tarmac. The truth? Not far off. But basically, this is how it went. The team touches down at LAX around 3 a.m. Lane was quickly pulled off the bus by security and walked into a side office at the private terminal. And in there, he was told, "It's over." Reporters said it felt like something out of a movie. Even Kiffin later admitted he was shocked.
Put so much into those kids, and to have that taken away is very hard.
Not just that he was fired, but how he was fired. Because that airport scene only blew it up to the extreme. The memes, relentless. Tarmac Kiffin became a character. It was over, and USC fans were laughing on the way out. And just like that, the dream job gone. The prodigy who once called plays for national championships was now just another college football punchline. But here's what made Lane Kiffin different. Most people would have disappeared after this. He didn't, because now, for the first time in his life, Lane Kiffin was forced to do something.
You gotta give him his props, bro. Ain't getting the freak down. You know, and it's how it is, bro. You know, it's crazy how people love you one moment, then hate you the next. You know, but in some situations, some situation is just like that. Like in college football, you gotta expect that, bro. You know, because one thing about me, in sports, I'm the same way. I love you one moment, I hate you the next.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't act like I'm any different. It's just different with sports, though. I ain't gonna lie, with sports is different. So it's like a pass. Yeah, we'll like you this year, but next year come playing trash. I hate you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like hating you as a person. It just hate you as a coach. You know what I mean? Like Trash Simpson. I don't hate Trash Simpson as a player, as a coach, what the freak?
What? A player?
As a freaking human. I hate him as a player. I loved him in the beginning. Now I hate him. I can't stand that mother. You know what I'm saying? So same thing for Mildew. I love the freak out of Mildew the first 4 games. I loved Mildew. You know what I mean?
Now you hate him.
I hate Mildew now. You know, so it's just like that in sports. Like you just can't. You know, sports and life is 2 different things, bro. You know, so you know what you get yourself into. So just better succeed, mother.
Done before, rebuild. And the place he went for that would be the last place anyone expected.
But you've mentioned in the past maybe coaching at a small school, even high school. Is that a serious wish to take it to a lower level?
I wasn't really serious when I said that.
So after getting fired on the airport strip and turned into
what are these cats talking about in my stream?
Hanging by a thread, Nick Saban picked up the phone.
Right, but when I met with him about coming here, I told him, I said,
Saint Nick,
change, we got to study. And Lane is a really smart guy, so he was a good guy to sort of dive into this.
Imagine that, the greatest program in college football, run by the most intimidating coach in college football, bringing in a guy fresh off the most humiliating firing in college football. It felt like a prank, but Saban saw something the rest of the world didn't. He saw potential, he saw brilliance, and he gave Lane Kiffin the one thing nobody else was willing to give at the time, a second chance. And the moment Kiffin stepped into Tuscaloosa in 2014, everything changed. This wasn't about the Alabama offense you knew. This wasn't a 3-yard in a cloud of dust. Kiffin grabbed the keys and revved the engine. Blake Sims, a guy many thought wouldn't even win a starting job,
we need Lane Kiffin now.
Record setter, literally breaking Alabama's single-season passing mark. Then came Coker, who
Lane Kiffin now,
a perfectly efficient assassin, leading Bama to a 14-0 national championship season. And then 2016 2016,
Jalen
handed the
Dirt.
offense to a true freshman, Jalen Hurts, who he turns into an SEC Offensive Player of the Year and a national championship contender. 2 titles in 3 years, 3 straight playoff runs, explosive offenses in a program known for their defense. Lane Kiffin wasn't just rebuilding his reputation, he was reinventing Alabama football. Then came Alabama's 2016 season opener against a familiar face, USC. Going into the game, knowing the situation of Lane Kiffin and USC being fired on the tarmac, he wanted to do everything to win his game and leave his mark. It was rumored that Nick Saban, who was known as a class act when it comes to respecting the game, made the decision to slow things down because of how bad they was whooping USC. He made a call through the headset and basically said, slow things down. There's no need to score again. Just keep the clock running. Well, Lane missed that conversation on the headset and kept running it up. Sluggo touchdown to Garrett Leader. Folks on the sideline remember hearing Nick Saban yelling at him saying, hey man, did this make you feel any better? Is this going to get you your job back? And Lane replied, no it doesn't, but it sure feels good. And that play came with 9 minutes left in the fourth, and they finished the game 52-6. And in old Lane Kiffin fashion, he had to get the last laugh when he posted this photo of his little boy on Twitter with the caption, post-game W with the game ball. Hashtag 3:14 a.m. Location LAX. But of course,
this man right here,
this man is trolling.
And if there's one thing consistent in this story, it's this: the drama always finds him, because right before the 2016 national championship game, we're talking about days before kickoff, Nick Saban walks up to the podium and announces Lane Kiffin will not coach in a title game.
Just thought it was in the best interest of our players, our program, and for Lane. This decision was made after we mutually agreed that this would be the best thing for both parties.
I believe that Nick Saban was right to do it. Lane Kiffin was sitting up there who should be thanking his heavenly stars that Nick Saban saved his career.
This had everyone like, wait, what? However, reports were already leaking out. Kiffin was spending time interviewing assistants for his brand new FAU staff. Guys were literally flying into Tuscaloosa during their playoff run, and it didn't sit well. Not with Saban, not with the players, not with the media. One ESPN writer roasted him with the line of the year. Lane Kiffin is about the only coach who could get fired from a job he already quit. And just like that, his Alabama chapter ended not with confetti, but with the headlines, rumors, and another round of national confusion. But here's the thing: for the first time in his career,
to do that to Saint
he wasn't
Nick?
falling off a cliff. He was stepping into something new.
Let's try to do that to Saint Nick.
Something that could finally
Don't you get away with that?
So after leaving mid-playoff run at Alabama, Lane was back at square one. But this time, he didn't land some blue blood program or an NFL war room. He showed up in Boca Raton at FAU. Yeah, the program most college football fans couldn't even locate on the map. And yet, somehow, it was the perfect reset button. He took over in December 2016, walking into a program that had just gone 3-9. No culture, no expectations, no spotlight, which made it the perfect place.
But Lane Kiffin got thick.
The Owls finished 11-3.
That's that stress.
And dropped to 41-17.
Thickness, know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I told y'all thickness. That's what I was telling y'all in my other video. Straight thickness. Y'all remember that? You know what I mean? You don't know when you getting thick, that stress, that money that he getting. He ain't never had that before, so he's just getting thick. He's slimming down now. You know what I'm saying?
Title game. It was FAU's 4th winning season ever in program history. The man turned a team nobody was watching into one of the most electric stories in college football. But it was no fluke.
Hey, go ahead and just time them out. You know what I mean? Go ahead and time them out. You know, all that dropping lows and all that. Time out. Shut up. I mean, everybody shut them up and time them out.
Later in 2019, Kiffin did it again. Another 11-win season, another CUSA title. This time, he wrecked UAB in a championship game 49-6. It was the biggest blowout in the game's history. Lane wasn't just rebuilding his image, he was winning, building something real from the ground up, and proving for the first time that he could run a program from scratch and actually sustain it. He was a scrappy underdog turned into a showman who made miracles happen. And when it was time to move on, Kiffin left FAU on the highest of high notes. No riots, no mattress fires, no jerseys burned or angry crowds, just respect. Lane left Boca Raton as a champion, a fan favorite, a builder, a guy who finally delivered on all that potential and did it his way. It was the first time in his career he exited on top, and for once, nobody had nothing bad to say. By the time Lane touched down in Oxford in late 2019, his career was no longer in rehab mode. It was in relaunch mode, and let's just say, they fans were excited to see him arrive.
another tarmac experience that I had.
And Ole Miss, they weren't just taking a chance. They were betting everything on the Lane train. From day one, he retooled the entire offense. Going with
thick. That nigga like a thick cupcake.
This was fast, fun, violent. Ole Miss became an offense problem for every team in the country. Over the next 6 years, he led the SEC in total offense 4 times, averaged over 33 points per game, and turned Saturday afternoons into shootouts. It was chaos. It was beautiful. It was Kiffin. Quarterbacks flourish. Matt Corral went from a solid starter to a full-on Heisman contender. Freshmen looked like stars.
Jackson Dart. Shout out my boy Jackson Dart.
Kiffin was finally doing what everyone thought he could do years ago. He was winning, and he was doing it all his way. And the wins, they weren't just big. They were historic. It had been a minute since Ole Miss won 10 games in a regular season. Kiffin did it 4 times in 2021, 23, 24, and this season, 2025. In 2023, they went 11-1 in the regular season and climbed to their highest AP ranking ever. It was the most wins in Ole Miss history at that point, their best final ranking since 1969. It made the Rebels fan base believe anything was
Lane,
possible.
please stay. Them boys thought Lane was finna really stop. Lane, please stay. Them boys know they
meals, man.
If y'all ain't go nowhere with Lane Kiffin, you finna go somewhere now. I got Pete Golden there.
Oh man, this is gonna be a funny playoffs.
I know about Pete Golden. I'm telling y'all right now. Know what I'm saying? Terrible.
I don't know who that is.
Terrible. I repeat, terrible. You know what I'm saying? Nah, though, man. Y'all really thought Lane Kiffin wasn't gonna leave for that $90 million? Y'all really was being that delusional? Come on,
he
bro.
leaving that.
If I was an old Pitts fan, I would have said, man, he gone, folks.
He gone too, folks.
I would have said he gone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
In just half of a decade, Kiffin had vaulted Ole Miss from a mid-SEC team to a consistent contender. Piling up program first records and rewriting expectations for what the Rebel season could look like. And along the way, Lane became a cult figure. His bold, raw style turned him into kind of a celebrity. Ole Miss games became must-watch events. As soon as the Rebels pulled off a big win, social media lit up. By late 2025, Kiffin had built an image of a brilliant offensive mind and a larger-than-life character, the very essence of a modern, media-savvy coach. But then came the twist of fate.
You knew he was gonna go.
Struggling from a disappointing season, had fired Coach Brian Kelly and began eyeing Kiffin as their next savior. Ole Miss, on the verge of their first college football playoff, caught wind of LSU interest, and athletic director Keith Carter quickly gave Kiffin a very short deadline to decide his future, not wanting the saga to drag past Thanksgiving and into crucial recruiting periods. On November 28th, the last game of the season, Ole Miss MAC rival Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl 38-19, clinching an 11-1 season in a playoff spot, a celebratory high point. But just 2 days later, everything changed. Kiffin posted on Twitter that he would complete a historic
talking about after a lot of prayer, it's time spent with my family.
But Carter denied the request. And in the same breath, he revealed the bombshell. He was leaving for LSU, and by night November 30th, the deal was official.
That's crazy.
You know that this was a very challenging, difficult day. You know, we went through a lot last night with Keith Carter trying to figure out a way, you know, to make this playoff, you know, run work. And at the end of the day, that's his decision, and I totally respect that. I understand. Really hope they play really well and go win the national championship.
Those same fans who cheered for him when he arrived 6 years ago were now, rightfully so, pissed.
Oh, shit.
We're now, rightfully so, pissed.
Ain't never had a coach like Lane Kiffin. Boy, they never had a coach like Lane Kiffin. That's like they Nick Saban right now.
Is now 0-2 on tarmacs.
I'm sure that same baby he was holding on his first day he arrived was now one of them people.
Tenfold.
Hey, nah, boy, you is funny as heck, G. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Bro, why you say that jump? But y'all folks funny as heck on this internet jump. Boy, this internet jump never fails. That boy said, I bet that.
I'm sure that same baby he was holding on his first playoffs, before the goodbyes, he was leaving a place once again abruptly. Ole Miss wasted no time. Shortly after the news hit, a photo of what appears to be his clothes was sitting out on a sidewalk of the team's facility. This wasn't just dramatic, it was cinematic. A villain exit straight out of a college football movie. He built the best team Ole Miss had ever seen and was still doing the same walk of shame he did a few years ago. No matter what side you're on, Lane Kiffin had done it again. He made history, he made headlines, and he made enemies. Which brings us to one final question. Who is Lane Kiffin?
Person that just don't give a F.
About Lane Kiffin. Everywhere he goes, he leaves chaos in his rearview mirror, and somehow it leads him up, rubs people the wrong. Lane Kiffin.
All right, man. We don't heard what Lane Kiffin do. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to be up out of here. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Please, comment what you want me to react to next. I'm out.